And at a certain point in the league's existence, I'm gonna need for Kelsey Mitchell to get the same whistle as each other stars. The way she gets assaulted is insane, actually, and I've considered roping my sister in it to have office purse charges. Now, this is when Caitlin Clark chimed in. Caitlin Clark said, "Careful, you're going to get fined." Then Sydney goes,
the WNBA is once again at the center of controversy after Caitlin Clark and Sydney Colson spoke out against what they describe as ongoing referee bias. Refusing to remain silent, the Indiana Fever stars are openly challenging what they see as blatant double standards within the league, claims that many believe highlight one of the most troubling issues in professional sports. This latest firestorm not only intensifies scrutiny on officiating but also threatens to expose what could be the WNBA's biggest secret.
Paying you, ref. Who you betting on? And mind you, there was some problems going on with the shot clock throughout the game. But man, there is no way. Right at the end of the game, you should be on top of it. You telling me you're not paying attention to when some hands touch that ball? Come on, man. And then to reward them with the timeout, like, fam, that's crazy work. Look, Caitlin Clark, like, what is going on here? She's like, no. Look, Caitlin ready to run the floor, fam.
Following the Indiana Fever's nail-biting 76-75 victory over the Los Angeles Sparks on August 29th, what should have been a moment of celebration quickly turned into another heated controversy. Sydney Colson, sidelined all season with a torn ACL, was watching the game from home when she witnessed something that left her furious.
There's one referee. We definitely have to check for betting slips for this guy right here. I think his name is like Agun Agazi, because it sure seemed like he did not want to let the Fever take away this win, making the last 1.9 seconds last almost 5 minutes. He was just like letting them call a reset timeout, and then he was like, no, it's a foul. But I think the worst part about that 1.9 seconds was when 0.4 seconds was left on the clock and Kelsey Mitchell was at the free throw line. She was trying to miss on purpose because that takes time off of the clock, because if she would have made it in, they would have been able to inbound and possibly do a tip in. But this guy allowed a reset timeout. When do you allow a reset timeout with 0.4?
In the second quarter, Kelsey Mitchell drove hard to the basket when Kelsey Plum grabbed and yanked her with clear intent to stop the play. The foul was so blatant that even casual fans sitting in the nosebleed seats could see it without question.
Oh, there's a Leah. You gave them every chance to win. If you look at this in slow motion, you can see Caitlin Clark clearly smiling in confusion, smiling in, did that really just happen? Smiling in, you slide W. And she says, she points at the other team, you gave them every chance to win. Oh, goodness gracious. Caitlin Clark, she's chomping at the bits to start talking to these referees during the game, during free throws.
Yet somehow, almost unbelievably, the referees let the play slide as if they were watching an entirely different game. Although Mitchell managed to finish the drive with a layup, the missed call left its mark. The Fever bench erupted in frustration, and that's when the game's tension truly began to shift.
Everybody saw in that game. Like, it didn't really matter what was going on. We all knew what was happening. We all knew what was happening there. And the game was being given. The game was absolutely being given to the Sparks. They were giving the Sparks every single chance possible to go and win that game. Even though realistically, did they deserve to win that game? Hell no. Hell no. They did not. And I mean that. They did not deserve to win that.
Caitlin Clark, despite being injured and stuck on the bench, couldn't hold back her frustration. She jumped to her feet, shouting at the referees, "Call it! Call it!" Her teammate Lexi Hull was just as furious, rising from her seat in protest, only to be slapped with a technical foul almost instantly. Think about that. Hull was punished for reacting to an obvious no-call, while the player who committed the foul continued playing as if nothing had happened.
Please tell me y'all saw Caitlin Clark, the GOAT, Y'all saw Caitlin Clark crash out on the bald head ref last night. Please tell me y'all saw this. And she had Caitlin Clark spazzed on the referee last night. And I'm not mad about it. I see a lot of the haters talking about, oh, she be doing too much with the man. Mind your business. You are not in a GOAT's place, so stay out of a GOAT's business, okay? It's that simple. The officiating was awful last night. I don't know what was going on in that Los Angeles Sparks Indiana Fever game, but the officiating was flat.
If you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe, because here's where things get absolutely wild. Watching the chaos from her living room, Sydney Colson finally decided she'd had enough. She jumped on social media and fired off a tweet that perfectly echoed what so many fans were already thinking. At a certain point in the league's existence, I'll need Kelsey Mitchell to get the same whistle as other stars. The way she gets assaulted is insane, actually, and I've considered roping my sister in to have her office pursue charges. This wasn't just a throwaway rant from an injured player seeking attention. Colson was deadly serious about the systematic targeting of Indiana Fever players, and she wasn't afraid to put it in writing for the entire world to see. Her words went viral faster than a Clark three-pointer, and before long, Caitlin Clark herself jumped into the conversation.
But Kelsey Mitchell's whistle last night was horrific. And Kelsey drove to the basket a lot. She is the type of person that just goes through a lot of defenders, and she wasn't getting a call. This really was not her game. She was not hitting it from the three whatsoever, but everyone is entitled to having a bad game here and there, and I think she was kind of due for one because of the tear that she's been on lately. Even Sid Colson took to Twitter to talk about it, saying, at a certain point in the league's existence, I'm gonna need Kelsey Mitchell to get the same whistle as other stars. The way she gets assaulted is insane, actually, and I've considered roping my sister in to have her pursue.
Clark's response was short, sharp, and dripping with sarcasm. Careful, you're going to get fined. Just 5 words, yet they perfectly captured everything wrong with the WNBA's hypersensitive approach to player criticism. It was a not-so-subtle jab at the league's recent crackdown on anyone who dares to challenge officiating standards. And Clark knew exactly what she was talking about. Her teammate Sophie Cunningham had already become the league's punching bag for speaking out, racking up 3 separate fines for criticizing referees. She was docked $500 for a TikTok video where she lip-synced to lyrics calling refs stupid and useless, and later hit with another $1,500 fine for remarks on her podcast about inconsistent officiating.
Careful, you're going to get fined. Then Sydney Colson said, I can't get no more fine. So Lynn Dunn stated, agree, I will help pay the fine. So that's what Lynn Dunn stated yesterday about the fines. And Caitlin Clark said, love it. Everyone listen to Lynn. So it's definitely a lot of exchange going back and forth there. That's crazy. Erica's in the...
And just when it seemed outrageous enough, things escalated further. Cunningham was slapped with a 3rd fine after daring to question why rookie sensation Paige Bueckers appeared to be receiving preferential treatment from officials. Those refs were giving her every freaking whistle last night. Like you couldn't touch her. That is so annoying to me. And if you're going to do that, then give it to our guards, she said, for voicing what many considered the obvious truth about referee bias. The WNBA punished her yet again. Think about the message being sent. Players are essentially told, shut up and accept whatever treatment we give you, or we'll fine you into bankruptcy. It's like watching a protection racket disguised as professional sports administration. Colson understood this perfectly, which is why her response to Clark's sarcastic warning was so revealing. I can't get no more fine. Translation: she's already been financially punished for speaking truth to power, and she's reached her breaking point.
I love Paige to death. Do not get me wrong. I think, I think she's a hell of a player and, would love to play with her one day. But those refs were giving her every freaking whistle last night. You literally couldn't touch her. And that shit is so annoying to me. And if you're going to do that, then give it to our guards. I just hate the inconsistency.
When whistles are player focused, that's I think that's a huge problem. But then again, I don't know what sport that doesn't exist. But she's a rookie. She shouldn't get whistles as a rookie.
Facts.
Is that fair to say?
We know she's a good rookie and she's gonna get some whistles, but to get the treatment she got last night was